Q. What do you understand by autonomous weapons? Discuss their threats and their relationship with AI. 200 words. Live Irmantic. What is autonomous weapon system? Autonomous weapons systems (OS) are defined by the U.S. Department of Defense as a weapon system that, once activated, can select and engage targets without further intervention by a human operator. Since the crucial distinguishing mark of human reasoning is the capacity to set ends and goals, the OS suggests for the first time the possibility of eliminating the human operator from the battlefield. The development of OS technology on a broad scale, therefore, represents the potential for a transformation in the structure of war that is qualitatively different from previous military technological innovations. www.insightsindia.com 40 www.insightsays.com Issues linked with OS. The idea of fully autonomous weapons systems raises a host of intersecting philosophical, psychological, and legal issues. It sharply raises the question of whether moral decision-making by human beings involves an intuitive, non-algorithmic capacity that is not likely to be captured by even the most sophisticated of computers. There is no objective, clear-cut definition of the point where to stop the input in order to avoid OS being uncontrolled destructive in nature. The commercialization of OS will lead to concentration of power in hands of few economically strong people, creating the sense of insecurity among the other sections of the society. The changed nature of warfare beneficial to developed countries will totally dominate the developing or poor countries across the globe. OS accompanied by nuclear weapon may cause the irreversible damage to the humanity and natural resources, creating long-lasting impacts. AWI and its relationship with artificial intelligence. OS is application of artificial intelligence with the combination of need-specific technologies. Artificial intelligence is the brain of the OS and its various components. The safety of data is the aspect of artificial intelligence that needs to be considered in case of artificial weapon system as well. The security of hardware and software is an important component of artificial intelligence and OS. It is very thin line between moral and immoral. The use of artificial intelligence through artificial weapon can change the very nature of the contemporary warfare. Changing warfare that create threat to the humanity and peace. Conclusion: the high-end technologies need to be utilized for peaceful purpose. There is need of international regulatory organization to regulate the research and use of contemporary artificial intelligence and OS. Topic: achievements of Indians in science and technology, indigenization of technology and developing new technology. Q. Does AI really pose an existential threat to humanity? In the light of the ongoing debate on threats of AI, discuss critically. 200 words. The Indian Express Introduction. Artificial intelligence. AI is intelligence exhibited by machines. In computer science, the field of AI research defines itself as the study of intelligent agents, any device that perceives its environment and takes actions that maximize its chance of success at some goal. Alone, really, the term artificial intelligence is applied when a machine mimics cognitive functions that humans associate with other human minds, such as learning and problem solving. An existential threat to humanity. The World Economic Forum's WEF Annual Global Risk Study pinpoints AI as one of the dangers that the world faces this year. Many have touted the evolution of technology as exacerbating the threat to geopolitical stability, job security, and social relationships in recent years. Many experts, including Stephen Hawking and Bill Gates, have expressed concern over the potential rise of AI, believing that it does create a risk for us. With AI having the potential to develop consciousness, the report fears that the machine's objectives may not fall in line with humanity's, and ultimately we could become a nuisance to them. Artificial intelligence will enable us to address some of the great issues of our age, such as climate change and population growth, much more effectively. www.insightsindia.com 41 www.insightsays.com However, increased reliance on AI will dramatically exacerbate existing risks, such as cyber, making the development of mitigation measures just as crucial. The AI is programmed to do something devastating. Autonomous weapons are artificial intelligence systems that are programmed to kill. In the hands of the wrong person, these weapons could easily cause mass casualties. The AI is programmed to do something beneficial, but it develops a destructive method for achieving its goal. This can happen whenever we fail to fully align the AI's goals with ours, which is strikingly difficult. If one asked an obedient, intelligent car to take you to the airport as fast as possible, it might get you there chased by helicopters and covered in vomit, doing not what you wanted but literally what you asked for. Other challenges like loss of jobs, ethical implications of increased mechanization, display of superior skills in many instances like games, administration, etc. renders humanity into fear of artificial intelligence. However, artificial intelligence has many advantages and applications, competitions and prizes. There are a number of competitions and prizes to promote research in artificial intelligence. The main areas promoted are general machine intelligence, conversational behavior, data, mining, robotic cars, robot soccer and games. Healthcare. Artificial intelligence is breaking into the healthcare industry by assisting doctors. According to Bloomberg Technology, Microsoft has developed AI to help doctors find the right treatments for cancer. According to CNN, there was a recent study by surgeons at the Children's National Medical Center in Washington which successfully demonstrated surgery with an autonomous robot. Automotive. Advancements in AI have contributed to the growth of the automotive industry through the creation and evolution of self-driving vehicles. As of 2016, there are over 30 companies utilizing AI into the creation of driverless cars. A few companies involved with AI include Tesla, Google, and Apple. Finance. Financial institutions shape long-used artificial neural network systems to detect charges or claims outside of the norm, flagging these for human investigation. Use of AI in banking can be tracked back to 1987 when Security Pacific National Bank in USA set up a fraud prevention task force to counter the unauthorized use of debit cards. Apps like Casasito and MumStream are using AI in financial services video games. Artificial intelligence is used to generate intelligent behaviors primarily in non-player characters and PCs, often simulating human-like intelligence. Even in humans, intelligence is not correlated with a desire for power. In fact, the thirst for power can be excessive and somewhat successful in people with limited intelligence. Hence, linking artificial intelligence to overpower and destruction reflects limited understanding. A lot of the bad things humans do to each other are very specific to human nature. Behavior like becoming violent when we feel threatened, being jealous, wanting exclusive access to resources, preferring our next of kin to strangers, etc. were built into us by evolution for the survival of the species. Intelligent machines will not have these basic behavior unless we explicitly build these behaviors into them. However, upregulation, misuse, excessive dependence on AI will create a messy situation and could lead to casualties, disadvantages. Hence, careful handling, developing and utilization of AI is required. To discuss the various issues and concerns associated with driverless cars. Do you think driverless cars should be promoted? Comment. 200 words. The Hindu introduction. Self-driving cars promise to transform roadways. There be fewer traffic accidents and jams, say proponents, and greater mobility for people who can't operate the vehicle. The cars could fundamentally change the way we think about getting around. The technology is already rolling onto American streets. Uber has introduced self-driving cabs in Pittsburgh and is experimenting with self-driving trucks for long-haul commercial deliveries. Google's prototype vehicles are also roaming the roads. In all these cases, though, human supervisors are along for the ride. Automakers like Subaru, Toyota and Tesla are also including features such as automatic braking and guided steering on new cars. www.insightsindia.com 42 www.insightsays.com. But there are many issues associated with them. Destructive technology, it is amount to create disruption in traditional ways by job loss, increased mechanization. They'll create a legal and political minefield. Currently, the laws around self-driving cars are both simple and complicated. They're simple in the sense that there are damn few actual laws covering the things. That's also a complicated part. Broadly speaking, something can be considered legal simply because no one has said otherwise, and that's kind of the situation self-driving cars find themselves in now. They will only benefit rich people. A lot of the benefits of self-driving cars, easy parking, extra free time, exclusive lanes on the interstate, will only be experienced by the wealthy. They will need better maps, infrastructure, communications, sensors, and typical conditions will test their ability like following, sensing the surroundings, to a computer, A highway on a clear day looks completely different than it does in fog or at dusk. Self-driving cars have to detect road features in all conditions, regardless of weather or lighting. Unexpected encounters. Self-driving cars struggle to interpret unusual situations, like a traffic officer waving vehicles through a red light. Simple rule-based programming won't always work because it's impossible to code for every scenario in advance. Cybersecurity issues. In 2015, hackers brought a Jeep to a halt on a street. Lewis Highway by wirelessly accessing its braking and steering via the onboard entertainment system. The demonstration proved that even conventional vehicles have vulnerabilities that, if exploited, could lead to accidents. Ethical issues. Sometimes, a driver must decide whether to swerve right or left, for instance, either injuring 3 people in a truck or potentially killing the person on a motorcycle. Those types of ethical dilemmas would require the software in a self-driving car to weigh all the different outcomes and come to a final solution on its own. But they enjoy numerous benefits and hence must be promoted along with wider innovation, technological development, careful analysis of advantages and disadvantages. Some of the greatest increases in living standards in human history happened during the industrial and the technological revolutions of the 19th and 20th centuries, respectively. Such enormous feats were not achieved by saving jobs but by allowing their creative destruction. Safety. No matter what we like to believe, humans are no good at driving. The 1.2 million people killed every year on roads worldwide are proof of that. Unlike us, driverless cars will never drive drunk and will not be able to speed, take reckless chances or race their mates away from traffic lights. Driverless cars may also help save our planet. Because autonomous vehicles are built to optimize efficiency in acceleration, braking, and speed variation, they help increase fuel efficiency and reduce carbon emissions. Time spent in traffic is wasted time. But autonomous cars would enable drivers to spend that time doing something else instead. If people spend all of their new free time working, productivity will soar. Autonomous vehicles could mean productivity gains of $507 billion annually in the US alone, according to a study by Morgan Stanley. Parking. No longer will it be our problem to find the space, our car will handle it. Self-driving cars will enable not only the elderly to be mobile, but it will also empower those with disabilities, the unlicensed, and those who do not own a car to travel as well. School run. Perhaps the best thing about driverless cars is that people won't need a license to operate them. Children can drive themselves to karate practice, Sunday football or school,